And I think, Bill, if correct me if I'm wrong, but you actually not only work with small businesses, entrepreneurs, but you work with companies that are a little bit more corporate. And I think for LinkedIn, I don't know, through my own personal experience, LinkedIn groups are more active if you have a little bit of a local component to there,
Yeah.
because I belong to a local networking group. One of our co-hosts on Creative Chat Cafe, Scott Andrews,
Yep.
actually has an online LinkedIn group. And what's great about it, because he has a lot of, he's got quite a few local businesses, professionals, entrepreneurs in the group. And then he has two networking locations right here in Connecticut. So local people who belong to the LinkedIn group, then that's a spillover to the live events. That makes it much more effective. And I think
Absolutely.
that's a great way to connect and, just make it a more sustainable LinkedIn group. And you're absolutely right. About managing, coordinating, because it takes, I promise you, it takes a lot more than one person's effort to
It
make the
does.
group work. Agree, Bill?
Absolutely, yeah, and I know Scott, and he does a great job with his group because
Right.
he's always moderating, he's always adding his
Yep.
own content once in a while. He lets everybody else fly, but if he
Yes.
starts seeing a good moderator will see that nobody's posted in a couple of days, so he'll
Yes.
make sure that he goes to his group and starts a
Great
conversation if
point.
no one else is. So a
Yeah.
good moderator will not keep adding content just to add content. They will allow
Mhm.
everybody else to add, and then just
Yes.
if they need to, they'll supplement that. And I think that's a good sign for that as well. And you made a good point. If you're a local business, you don't really like Sandra made an excellent point there. If you're really a more of a local entity and you're a store on Main Street, say, or whatever, or you're a local entrepreneur who really just wants to work with a local area because that's your business model, then really there's not a lot of point in joining these national ones. You really want to
Mhm.
go kind of with a magnifying glass and look for those
Dumb.
local groups also. And,
People don't pay attention to that, which is so true, because hello, local versus national. Where is
right.
your audience? Yeah.
The difference is for education, because remember I mentioned earlier there's you're trying to grab clients and prospects versus continuing education. I think the continuing education ones, you want to look for these large groups because you'll get a lot more of a national flair of your industry, and a lot more because things are different in New York than they are in Florida to Chicago. So joining a national group to really get a pulse on your industry or what's going on is a huge benefit. But when you're really mining for clients, if you want to start locally, that's a great place. And even for a national company, I always say, even when we work with clients, start locally, really get your footprint in or get your foothold in a local area first, where you are, where you can actually meet people face to face, and then start working your way outwards.